feeling like maybe you could use a bit of a tune-up lately? Maybe your skin isn't quite, bouncing back like it used to, or those little aches and pains are becoming a bit more noticeable.
Yeah, I think we can all relate to wanting that feeling of vitality.
Absolutely. And we're all kind of chasing that feeling, aren't we? So today, we're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating molecule that's, well, deeply tied to all of that, collagen.
That's right.
Think of this as your maybe express guide to understanding how to support your body from the inside out for that youthful edge.
Exactly. Our focus today is really demystifying collagen. We'll explore what makes it so crucial, uncover some really practical ways you can encourage your own body to produce more naturally.
Okay.
And we'll even touch on some, let's say, intriguing science-backed strategies, some biohacks.
Okay, collagen. We hear the word thrown around all the time, supplements, creams. But let's really get down to brass tacks. What is this stuff, fundamentally?
Right. So, in simple terms, collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It makes up a surprisingly large chunk, something like 15% of your total dry weight.
15%. Wow.
Yeah, it's a fundamental structural protein. It acts as a key building block in, well, virtually all your organs and tissues.
So if our bodies were like buildings, collagen is the steel frame, the
Well,
rebar.
That's actually a great analogy. The word collagen itself, it comes from the Greek word kolla, which means glue.
Ah, glue. Okay.
Yeah. So imagine it as the body's internal scaffolding, a sort of softer, more flexible skeleton that holds everything together through what we call connective tissue.
Right. Connective tissue.
And this tissue provides essential support, it helps fix organs in place, and it offers really crucial protection throughout your entire system.
So this glue is basically what stops us from being just a puddle on the floor.
Pretty much, yes. Without collagen, even something as basic as standing upright just wouldn't be possible. Yeah, because the ligaments and tendons that connect your bones, they simply wouldn't have the necessary structure and support. They need that collagen framework.
Wow. Okay. Suddenly my morning stiffness feels a bit more understandable. Now, I've also heard there isn't just one type of collagen, like there's a whole family.
There is, yes. Scientists have actually identified over 28 different types.
28.
Yeah, but for most practical purposes, especially when we're talking about appearance and feeling youthful, the first 5 types are generally the most significant ones to focus on.
Okay. 5 main players.
Yeah.
So what's our roadmap for this deep dive then? What are we covering?
Well, we'll start by looking at how your body actually makes collagen, the synthesis process. It's quite fascinating.
Okay.
Then we'll dig into which foods provide the best building blocks for that production. We'll discuss supplements, of course, what works, what maybe doesn't.
Right.
And finally, we'll get into some effective cutting-edge techniques, biohacks, if you will, to really give your collagen levels a boost.
Sounds like a packed agenda. Okay, let's circle back to those 28 types for a second. What makes them different? Why so much variety?
Good question. The key difference lies in their amino acid sequences and also their glucosaminoglycan compositions.
Okay, amino acids and glucosaminoGlycans. Bit of a mouthful.
Yes. Think of amino acids as different types of Lego bricks, maybe. And glucosaminoGlycans are like the special connector pieces, or the way the bricks are arranged.
Right.
The specific types and arrangement of these components determine the final properties of the collagen molecule, whether it forms long, strong fibers, or maybe shorter, more flexible networks, or has other specialized functions.
So different recipes for different jobs in the body.
Exactly. And the length of the collagen chains matters too. Generally, longer chains provide more robust structural support, think skin firmness, keeping tissues tight.
Right.
But these longer, more complex chains can also be a bit more metabolically expensive, a bit harder for the body to actually synthesize.
Interesting trade-off. Now, I also read something about inflammation.
Yeah.
It's kind of a collagen bad guy.
That's absolutely right. Collagen production is quite sensitive to inflammation. Chronic, low-grade inflammation in the body can really hinder collagen synthesis.
How so?
Well, it can interfere with the enzymes involved, and it can even accelerate the breakdown of existing collagen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is a big reason why diets consistently high in inflammatory foods, processed stuff, lots of sugar are often linked to faster visible aging.
Like winkles.
Exactly, more pronounced wrinkles, but also contributing to things like arthritis, circulation problems, even slower wound healing. It affects connective tissue everywhere.
Okay, that's a really important connection. Let's zoom in on some of the main types then. You mentioned type 1 is the most common.
Yes, type 1 is the real workhorse. It makes up something like 90% of the collagen in your body.
90%.
It's absolutely essential for strength and structure. Think wound healing, tendons, ligaments, bones, and definitely skin. It provides that tensile strength like a strong rope.
So skin, bones, tendons, crucial stuff.
Absolutely. But its role extends further. It's also critical for keeping your arteries elastic and even for the health of your teeth.
Huh, teeth too.
Yep. So if you're looking at supplements specifically for, say, skin health or bone support, focusing on type 1 makes a lot of sense.
Got it. Type 1 for structure and skin. What about type 2? Feel like I hear that one mentioned with joints.
You do, and that's spot on. Type 2 collagen is the primary type found specifically in joint cartilage, the smooth, cushioning tissue.
Ah,
And this is a really important distinction. Many people might just grab any collagen supplement thinking it'll help their joints, but the type matters.
why is that? Can't the body just use any collagen?
Well, your body can break down other types of collagen and use the amino acids to try and build type 2, but it's much less efficient. It's like giving your body a general box of building blocks versus the specific kit it needs for that particular job. Consuming type 2 directly is more targeted for joint cartilage support.
Makes perfect sense. Specific tools for specific jobs. And type 4, what's its special role?
Type 4 is crucial for what are called basement membranes. These are thin, sheet-like layers of tissue that anchor and separate cells in many organs, including lining your gut and blood vessels.
So important for gut health.
Very much so. It helps maintain the integrity of the intestinal lining. So when we talk about issues like leaky gut or imbalances in gut bacteria, or even some autoimmune responses triggered by things getting through the gut barrier, type 4 collagen is highly relevant.
Right, the gut lining is so key. So it really drives home that these different types aren't interchangeable. They have very specific roles.
Precisely. And the impact of having healthy collagen formation goes way beyond just avoiding wrinkles. Think about how well you heal from a cut or scrape that's collagen synthesis in action.
Sure.
Or consider something like cellulite, which many women experience.
Cellulite, really? How does collagen tie into that? I wouldn't have made that connection.
Well, research suggests there can be structural differences in the connective tissue, the collagen framework that surrounds fat cells, especially in areas like the thighs and buttocks in women compared to men. Okay.
This network holds the fat tissue in place. If the quality or amount of collagen in that supporting structure is compromised, it becomes less effective at keeping those fat cells uniformly contained within the subcutaneous layer. That can contribute to the dimpled appearance we call cellulite.
Wow, that's actually fascinating. It's not just the fat itself, but the structure holding it.
Exactly. So having robust, healthy collagen is fundamental, not just for feeling good in your joints, but also for these, more subtle aspects of our physical structure and appearance.
Absolutely. Okay, so we understand what it is, the types.
Okay.
Where do we actually get this stuff? Let's talk food sources.
Great place to start.
Bone broth seems to be everywhere these days. Is the hype real for collagen?
It is, actually, and for good reason. Bone broth made by simmering animal bones for many, many hours
Right.
is an excellent source of collagen, and it's highly bioavailable. That means your body can absorb and use it relatively easily.
Okay. Bioavailability is key. Definitely. Bone broth is particularly rich in type 1 and type 2 collagen. Plus, it provides a lot of the precursor amino acids your body needs to build other types of collagen itself.
So it's kind of a collagen multitasker, good for skin, joints, gut too.
Exactly. Skin health, joint comfort, gut lining support, it ticks a lot of boxes. And a little tip if you're making it yourself, simmering the bones on low heat for a really long time helps maximize the extraction of collagen, glucosamine, chondroitin, all those goodies.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Low and slow.
Mm-hmm.
What else should be on our collagen-friendly grocery list?
Cuts of red meat that include the bone are another great source. Think ossobuco, ribs, shanks, the cartilage, the fat, the meat right near the bone. That's where you find a high concentration of collagen and its precursors.
Okay. And does the quality of the meat matter? Like grass-fed?
Generally, yes. Pasture-raised animals tend to have a better nutrient profile overall. And also, try not to overcook it to oblivion. Less aggressive cooking methods might help preserve some of the nutrient availability.
Makes sense. Preserve the goodness. What about eggs? They're protein powerhouses.
They certainly are. Eggs provide a great range of amino acids, the building blocks your body uses to make its own collagen.
Right.
And here's a fun fact. That thin membrane lining the inside of the eggshell, the part most people just discard,
Yeah.
that membrane is actually surprisingly rich in collagen itself, primarily type 1, along with other beneficial compounds like hyaluronic acid and glucosamine.
No way. I always just rinse that down the drain.
Yep.
Maybe I should be more careful peeling my boiled eggs.
Huh, maybe. Something to think about.
Okay, what about from the sea? Any good marine sources?
Oh, absolutely. Certain types of seafood are excellent. Sardines, anchovies, oysters, shrimp, and cod tend to have higher concentrations of collagen and those necessary amino acids compared to, say, leaner whitefish.
Sardines and anchovies, okay. Good sources of omega-3s too.
Exactly. Now, there are even richer marine sources like shark cartilage, jellyfish, starfish, but obviously those come with potential issues.
Yeah, like heavy metals and sharks, right?
Yeah,
And I'm not sure I fancy starfish for dinner.
precisely. Mercury is a concern with some larger predatory fish, and yeah, jellyfish isn't exactly a staple in most Western diets, so sticking with things like sardines, shrimp, cod is generally more practical and safer.
Got it. Stick to the regulars. Okay, so that's getting collagen from food. But what about boosting our own production? Can we actually encourage our bodies to make more?
Yes, definitely. It's not just about consuming collagen, it's also about providing the right environment and the right cofactors for your body to build it efficiently, and also protecting the collagen you already have.
Okay, I like the sound of that. Empowering our internal collagen factories. What should we eat?
Berries are fantastic. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries.
Yeah.
They're packed with antioxidants, which fight cellular damage in general, but they're also rich in a specific compound called ellagic acid.
Ellagic acid.
Yeah, and studies suggest it can help prevent the breakdown of collagen that's caused by UV damage from sun exposure. UV radiation is a major collagen degrader.
So berries are like a tasty internal sunscreen for our collagen.
In a way, yes. They help protect it. Garlic is another good one.
Garlic. How does that help?
It contains compounds like caffeic acid, which research indicates can inhibit the enzymes that actually break down your existing collagen fibers.
Interesting. So protects what we have.
Exactly. And then the big one, vitamin C.
Ah, yes. The classic.
You simply cannot make collagen properly without adequate vitamin C. Citrus fruits, bell peppers, kiwi, broccoli, load up. Vitamin C is an essential cofactor in the enzymatic steps of collagen synthesis. Your body literally needs it to link the amino acids together correctly.
Okay, vitamin C is non-negotiable then. Anything else for the production line?
Copper is another key player. It's a trace mineral, but vital.
Copper. Like in pennies.
Huh! Well, mineral, yes. Copper helps activate certain enzymes, specifically one called lysyl oxidase, which is critical for cross-linking collagen and elastin fibers.
Elastin. That's for stretchiness, right?
Exactly. Collagen provides the strength, elastin provides the elasticity. Copper helps in the production of both, which is crucial for maintaining tissue integrity against gravity and aging.
Wow.
And interestingly, severe copper deficiency has even been linked to an increased risk of things like inguinal and hiatal hernia.
Hernias. From low copper.
It suggests weakened connective tissue, potentially due to impaired collagen and elastin synthesis. It really highlights how fundamental these micronutrients are.
That's incredible. Where do we get copper?
Good dietary sources include things like liver and other organ meats, kidney, seafood like oysters, mushrooms, tahini, sesame seeds.
Okay, a varied diet is key then. And you mentioned blood levels might not tell the whole story for copper.
Right. Sometimes blood levels can look normal, but tissue levels, like in muscles or ligaments where it's actively needed for this process, might be lower. So focusing on dietary intake is important.
Okay, so diet plays a huge role in both providing building blocks and enabling production.
Yeah.
Now, supplements. The market is flooded. Collagen powders, pills. Do they actually work? Are they worth it?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Hydrolyzed collagen supplements have probably the most research behind them.
Hydrolyzed. What does that mean?
It means the large collagen protein molecules have been broken down into smaller pieces, called peptides, using enzymes or heat. This process dramatically increases their bioavailability.
So easier for the body to absorb.
Much easier, yes. Your gut can absorb these smaller peptides more readily. And studies have shown benefits from hydrolyzed collagen for things like improving skin hydration and elasticity, reducing signs of premature skin aging, supporting joint comfort and function, and even potentially aiding bone density and regeneration.
So if you're going for a supplement, hydrolyzed seems like the way to go.
Generally, yes, based on the current evidence for absorption and efficacy.
Are there other supplements that help indirectly?
Yes, a few show promise. Aloe vera, taken internally as a supplement, not just topically, has shown potential in some studies to increase the body's own production of both collagen and hyaluronic acid.
Hyaluronic acid. Okay, another skin booster.
Exactly. Ginseng, particularly certain types, has demonstrated protective effects against collagen damage from UVB radiation.
Like the berries.
Similar mechanism protecting from sun damage. And vitamin A is important too.
Vitamin A. I usually think of that for eyes.
It's crucial for vision, yes, but it's also vital for skin health and the integrity of mucous membranes, like the gut lining. In the skin, vitamin A derivatives like retinoids are well known to reduce the enzymes that break down collagen and actually stimulate new collagen synthesis.
Ah, right. Retinoids in skincare. So vitamin A helps from the inside too.
It does. So supplements can definitely complement a good diet, especially if you have specific goals like improving skin or joint health.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, you teased some tricks or biohacks earlier. I'm intrigued. What can we do beyond diet and standard supplements?
Right, this is where we get into some more targeted stimulation. First up, red light therapy.
Red light, like those panels people use.
Exactly. Using specific wavelengths of red and near-infrared light has been shown in studies to penetrate the skin and stimulate cellular activity. This includes activating genes involved in collagen and elastin production.
So the light itself triggers collagen building.
Essentially, yes. It seems to boost mitochondrial function, increase ATP production, that's cellular energy, and signal fibroblasts, the cells that make collagen, to get to work.
Wow. Any other benefits?
Yes, it's also used for muscle recovery, reducing inflammation, joint pain relief. And it's shown promise for improving the appearance of sun-damaged skin by boosting that collagen and elastin.
Okay, red light therapy. Sounds promising. What's the other biohack? You mentioned something maybe a bit more intense.
There'll be microneedling.
Microneedling. Sounds slightly scary. Needles.
Well, yes, but they're very fine short needles. The device creates thousands of tiny, controlled microchannels or micro-injuries in the skin, usually just about a millimeter deep.
Okay, tiny injuries. Why would you do that?
It sounds counterintuitive, right? But these controlled micro-injuries trigger the body's natural wound healing response.
Ah, and healing involves.
Exactly. Producing more collagen and elastin to repair the perceived damage. It essentially tricks the skin into remodeling itself and laying down new, healthy collagen. Plus, it encourages the formation of new blood vessels, improving circulation in the area.
So controlled trauma for rejuvenation. Makes sense when you put it like that.
It's remarkably effective for skin texture, fine lines, scars, and interestingly, it's also showing real promise for hair loss.
Hair loss. How does microneedling help hair?
By stimulating the follicles and improving the scalp environment, again, likely through that wound healing response and increased blood flow. Some recent research even suggests that combining microneedling with topical treatments like minoxidil might lead to better long-term hair retention compared to using minoxidil or finasteride alone.
Huh. That's a surprising application. Is it painful? Risky?
There can be some discomfort, usually managed with numbing cream. The risks are generally minimal when done correctly, maybe some temporary redness or pinpoint bleeding. But the results for skin and potentially hair can be quite significant and long-lasting because you're stimulating your body's own regenerative processes.
Okay, microneedling, definitely a more intensive approach, but interesting potential. So we've covered boosting and building. What about the flip side? What really damages the collagen we have? What should we actively avoid?
Such a crucial point. Preventing the breakdown is just as important as trying to build more. Number one enemy, probably no surprise, smoking.
Yeah, figured that would be high on the list.
The chemicals in cigarette smoke directly damage both collagen and elastin fibers. Elastin, as we said, gives skin its bounce-back ability. Smoking makes skin less resilient, more prone to sagging and wrinkles, and hinders wound healing. It's bad news all around for connective tissue.
Okay, so smoking is out. What else?
A diet consistently high in refined sugars and processed carbohydrates is another major culprit.
Sugar again.
Yep. Excess sugar in your bloodstream leads to a process called glycation. Sugar molecules basically attach themselves to proteins, including collagen and elastin.
Attach themselves, like gumming up the works.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
This forms harmful molecules called advanced glycation end products, appropriately acronymed AGEs.
AGEs. Fitting.
Indeed. These AGEs make collagen fibers stiff, brittle, and less functional. They essentially cross-link the collagen inappropriately, accelerating the aging process not just in the skin, but in blood vessels, joints, all connective tissues.
Wow. So sugar literally makes our tissues older and less flexible.
That's a good way to put it. So managing sugar intake is critical for preserving your collagen. It really comes back to those foundational healthy habits, doesn't it? They impact everything.
It really does seem to all tie together. Okay, so wrapping this up. The big picture message seems to be that looking after our collagen is absolutely fundamental. It's not just vanity, right?
Not at all. Maintaining healthy collagen is vital for that youthful skin appearance many people want, yes, but also for comfortable, healthy joints, strong hair and nails, gut integrity, vascular health. It's really about overall structural health and longevity.
So by implementing some of these tips, eating the right foods, maybe considering targeted supplements like hydrolyzed collagen, perhaps exploring things like red light, or even microneedling if appropriate,
Right, and crucially, avoiding the major damagers like smoking and excess sugar.
we can really take proactive steps to support this essential glue and keep our connective tissues strong and healthy as we age.
That's the goal, giving your body the best possible chance to maintain its structural integrity.
This has been incredibly insightful. It really makes you appreciate this protein in a whole new way. And it leaves me wondering, given how absolutely fundamental collagen is, this glue holding us together, what other surprising roles might it be playing in our health and well-being that maybe we're only just starting to understand?
That's a fascinating thought to ponder, isn't it? There's likely still much more to discover about this incredible molecule.